of course, all four today from WNCC on our KNEB.TV YouTube channel. We've been switching back and forth a time or two. This will be our second game on 107.3 The Trail. Just wrapped up back-to-back games with Gering and Gretna East on KMOR 93.3. Chris Cottrell alongside Jeff Kelly. And Jeff, why not? One more, and let's make it a little grudge match here. A little regional rivalry with the Scottsbluff girls and Sidney. And one you'd expect to be pretty, hard fought, tooth and nail, get into the second half and just kind of let the chips fall where they may with these two.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a good game. The Gering girls have taken on both these teams. Unfortunately, they've come out on the short end, but we know what Sidney's all about. I mean, they're not quite as, running 5 in and running 5 out as they have been in the past, but they'll still run quite a few players at you. Scottsbluff a little bit not quite as deep on the bench, so we'll see how that affects this play tonight. So, I mean, it's definitely be a good one between these two teams.
Another common opponent, Ogallala beat Sidney by 3, and Ogallala beat Scottsbluff by 7. That's not going to tell you the whole story, but it shows you both teams can compete with a really good squad.
Yeah, definitely. And Ogallala, they also took on the Gering girls. That wasn't much of a matchup before the holiday break, but just some good girls basketball in this area with just those 3 teams you mentioned, Sidney, Scottsbluff, and, of course, Ogallala in the area. So, this is going to be, I think, like you said, a little bit of a grudge match here between these two teams, and it's going to be interesting to see how this one comes together. Of course, the winner, they will get the Gretna East girls, and that could be a very good matchup depending on who gets to that championship game tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to that. We just saw the Gretna East boys beat Gering, so that sets up a Scottsbluff-Gretna East Western Conference tourney title game in the boys bracket tomorrow, and it's a rematch from a first-round game in Lincoln at the state tournament a year ago, a game Scottsbluff came back and won after trailing by double figures. I believe 13 they were down at halftime and rallied back to beat the Griffins in round 1 on their way to the state championship game. They eventually lost to Scott Catholic, but we're just a couple of minutes away here from opening tip. We'll get you a look at starting lineups when we come back right after this.
Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Semifinal game to decide who's going to play Gretna East in the girls' championship game late tomorrow afternoon. The Sidney Lady Raiders, of course, led by longtime outstanding head coach Tyler Shaw. They beat Alliance last night, 58-23, 12-3 their record. Losses have come to Ogallala, Gothenburg, and Cheyenne East. Cheyenne East, a traditionally strong program over in Wyoming. Ogallala and Gothenburg on some nice runs the last few years. For Scottsbluff, they're now 9-7 after a 57-34 win over North Platte. Patty Burford in her 3rd year as the head coach for Scottsbluff. Just about ready to meet our starting lineups, brought to you by UNMC College of Nursing, where you can learn to manage the complexities of acute and critically ill patients, family and community dynamics, and primary care at a premier academic health center. For more information, contact Megan Graham at 308-632-2024.
First for the visitors, the Sidney
Sidney will be the visitors in this matchup tonight. They'll be in the road black uniforms with the first off the bench to be introduced, Laramie Missigatis, a sophomore who averages 11 points. Jordan Schnell's a junior averaging 4.5. Kiara Schrader, now a senior, averaging 7.5 points. Lily Weiser, a senior, averaging 5.5. And you've got Reagan Nesbitt, a junior, averaging 10.5 points and 8.5 rebounds. Scottsbluff will be in the home white uniforms for tonight. They'll start 3 seniors and 2 freshmen. Of course, Ava Reed, the leading scorer, averaging 16 per game, the 5'10 senior. Addie Boland has been coming on the offensive end here down the home stretch of her senior season. Heidi Groskopf, a 5'9 senior. Now we get to the 2 freshmen. It's Finley Martin, 5'10", averaging 6.5 points, 7 rebounds, and Chesney Joplin, a 5'7 freshman, averaging 6.5 per game as far as the scoring is concerned. Tyler Shaw, Jeff, he's been at it for so long with Sidney. Every year, they're just always very, very good. No exception this year.
No, they've definitely got a solid team. You know, they usually say they just reload down there in Sidney, and when you look at them, you know, they've got a sophomore in Laramie Missigatis getting a start. Of course, Reagan Nesbitt has been pretty solid over the past few years, and I think Scottsbluff, we saw them earlier this season. I mean, you look at Finley Martin and Chesley Joplin, 2 freshmen that are really making big contributions for this Scottsbluff team.
Opening tip brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza at 2801 Avenue B in Scottsbluff. It's controlled by Sidney. Lily Weiser misses a jump shot out of the right corner from just inside the 3-point arc. Finley Martin handles the basketball for the Bearcats. On the catch, left side, Ava Reed. She'll come off a Heidi Groskopf screen. Reed gives Groskopf the ball. They'll enter it down low to Boland, and Addie Boland's fadeaway little turnaround shot drifting away from the basket, rolls around and drops through. Point of emphasis early on that first trip to get the ball in the paint to Addie Boland. Laramie Missigatis gives it up to Kiara Schrader. Weiser on the catch, high right. She'll dribble left. Laramie Missigatis on the drive. She'll scoop it with the left hand. It's off the mark. Outlet pass from Groskopf to Boland, and Addie Boland can't score in transition. A missed opportunity on the fast break for Scottsbluff. Sophomore Laramie Missigatis averages 8 per game. Reagan Nesbitt gets caught up along the baseline. They'll throw it out high to Kiara Schrader. Feels like Schrader's in like her 6th year playing varsity high school basketball. A senior out of the corner. Laramie Missigatis knocks down a triple for the Lady Raiders, and Sidney on the board. They go in front 3-2 with a minute and a half gone by here in the first quarter. Finley Martin dribbles into the paint. We've got our first Scottsbluff turnover of the night. It leads to a run out, and Missigatis with the left-handed scoop layup. She's got the first 5. It's a 5-0 run courtesy of Missigatis, and Sidney leads 5-2. They're going to play with a little more depth than Scottsbluff tonight. We're on a little bit bigger of a court here at WNCC. We'll see if those 2 factors sort of add up to give Sidney an advantage as this thing moves along. Groskopf picks up her dribble. Now Joplin will swing the pass to the right corner. Addie Boland cut off, now double team. Passes out of the double team. 2 on the shot clock. They get it away, yes. Shot well off the mark, and Sidney rebounds. Jordan Schnell up the floor.
Great defense by the Red Raiders. That time down the floor.
Now Schrader looking for a drive. Underneath it goes to Reagan Nesbitt. Make it a 7-0 run. When Nesbitt's at her best, she is really, really tough both ends of the floor. Great rebounder and can score down low. Boland works against Nesbitt. Nesbitt hands up, did not leave the floor, straight up and down defensively. And a good job contesting the shot, and it won't go for Addie Boland. Nesbitt on the perimeter on the catch. She'll bounce pass to Weiser. She looks opposite side of the floor. Kiara Schrader's 3 off the mark, an offensive rebound. Good look from Nesbitt on the dish to Laramie Missigatis. It is a 9-0 run now for Sidney, and they lead 9-2.
That's the kind of things that Sidney can do to you. Good ball movement, and Nesbitt with the nice pass.
We get the back cut from Chesney Joplin. She can't score on the layup, and we'll get a whistle and a tie-up. The jump ball possession arrow, it'll stay with Scottsbluff. 9-2 Sidney. 4 minutes, 36 seconds to play here in the first quarter. 107.3 at the Trail. Trayton producing on our KDB.TV YouTube channel. And Scottsbluff with the turnover on the inbounds pass, a throwaway. They've already turned it over twice. And Sidney gets it back, currently on a 9-0 spurt here early. Jordan Schnell bounce pass to Nesbitt. Missed it on the underside of the rim, and then it came right back to her in a hurry. Couldn't control it. Ball goes out of bounds to Scottsbluff.
Nice thought there for Sidney. Nesbitt just a little too far underneath the basket.
I was just going to say, we've played nearly 3.5 minutes, and we haven't seen a sub from Tyler Shaw. That's about to change. Jump shot will not go for Ava Reed. She runs in after her own offensive rebound, grabs it, and goes up for her first basket. That stops a 9-0 spurt for the Lady Raiders. 9-4 Sidney has the lead. We go under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Weiser, now Schrader on the perimeter. Skip pass near side Schnell. Laramie Missigatis drives. She'll put it up. We get a whistle and a foul. I think they'll wipe away the bucket. Count the bucket.
They did count it, yes.
So Missigatis finishes through contact. She's got 9 of their 11, and Laramie Missigatis at the foul line. Taylor Springer, a junior, is checked in for Sidney. Nesbitt will shoot a right corner three. That's off the mark. Rebounding in the paint, Missigatis. Now Schrader from long range. Kara Schrader, it's off the mark. And Finley Martin, an aggressive board in the paint for Scottsbluff. 11-4 early Sidney. And if Scottsbluff's going to give up those O boards and second chance opportunities, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, Sidney worked really hard on that one. Had a couple opportunities, just unable to convert. And substitution on the Bearcat side is Riley Burford checking in.
Did not play against Ogallala or Gering last week. Good to see her back in action this weekend. Semifinals here for the Western Conference Girls Tournament. Addie Bolin trying to go to work in traffic. Turnaround shot. Nice spin move that got her free. Bolin's got 2 field goals. It's 11-6 Sidney. They've got the basketball. Handling is Jordan Schnell. Near side catch is Chloe Schrader. Chloe Schrader finds a cutter. Taylor Springer, it comes back on the perimeter. Kiara Schrader near the baseline. She throws it right to Ava Reed. It's a 3-on-1 the other direction. The step through and the finish for Ava Reed. She's got 4. Bolin's got 4. Scottsbluff back to within 3. Sidney in front 11-8. A right wing triple won't go. Finley Martin rips it away from Kiara Schrader. Long outlet pass to Bolin. Bolin banks it in. So Scottsbluff gets right back into it on a 6-0 run. 2 baskets from Reed and a bucket there from Bolin. Kiara Schrader against the zone. Drills a left wing 3-ball. Open look off the left side against the zone, and the 3-point hit for Kiara Schrader. She shoots it at just 14% on the year, but got that one to go. Briley Burford a little short on the jumper from the right baseline. Chloe Schrader brings it across the timeline for Sidney. A little loose with the basketball. Corner kick to Springer. And we'll get a hand check foul. A little push will be called against Finley Martin. Finley Martin, a 5'10 freshman. And we'll get substitutions now for Scottsbluff. 5'7 junior Zeta Gonzalez comes in off the bench, and checking back in is Heidi Grosskopf. Jordan Schnell will inbound it. They get it into Chloe Schrader, turnaround shot from about 5 feet. And Chloe Schrader, a sophomore, with her first bucket.
Nice inbound play from the Raiders to kind of quell the Scottsbluff run here late in the first quarter.
Ava Reed on the catch. She'll drive it to the foul line. She'll raise up and knock that one down. Ava Reed has 6. Addie Bolin has 6. I believe it should be 16-10. Right side 3. Shot won't go for Missegatis. In the paint, another offensive rebound poked away from Lily Weiser, and the ball goes out of bounds. I've got 9 for Missegatis. Schrader with 3, Schrader with 2, Nesbitt with 2. Should be 16-10.
They're over at the scorers table right now. One of our officials, Craig Erdman, over there checking.
1:06 to play here in the first quarter. Sidney basketball when we get things sorted out over across the way.
Still some conversation between the officials. Scoreboard reading 14-10.
$14-10 on the scoreboard. Minute 6 to play in the first quarter.
I think we've got things figured out. We kind of hate to see this little stoppage in the action. Both these teams are really kind of getting in the flow here in this first quarter.
Well, still.
Last night in Scottsbluff, they had trouble with their scoreboard and their 35-second clock.
I feel like Sidney is being shorted 2 points on the scoreboard. Should be 16-10. And we'll get a walk called against Taylor Springer.
A couple uncharacteristic turnovers by these two teams earlier in this first quarter. A throwaway by Scottsbluff, and then the travel on the Sidney end.
I'm 100% confident.
I know.
I don't have the
happened.
score wrong. Should be 16-10. Zeta Gonzalez, it bounces out of her hands. She'll dribble top of the arc. Finley Martin has it left elbow. She'll lean in with the right. Left the leaner short. And Kiara Schrader with the rebound. Chloe Schrader will bring it across the timeline for the Lady Raiders. Laramie Missegatis, they work it against the zone. Schrader, a little penetration. Kiara Schrader.
There's 22 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Laramie Missegatis will hoist the 3 off the mark. Finley Martin comes up with the board. She'll look to push with 19 seconds to play. Martin had a defender on her hip. Chesney Joplin got the 3 away, and she knocks it down. Chesney Joplin with her first bucket tonight. Scoreboard should read 14-10. At the buzzer, Chloe Schrader left it just off the front of the iron.
Your score at the end of the first quarter, Scottsbluff 10.
So they did not count Chloe Schrader's basket, so they gave her a free throw that she shouldn't have had. 14-10 our score after 1 here on the Rural Radio Network.
Are new windows from Renewal by Andersen a great investment? You're darn right they are. Did you know that for less than your cable bill or cell phone bill each month, you could have new windows from Renewal by Andersen right now? Do the math. Renewal by Andersen windows will likely cut your energy bills significantly. They will likely substantially increase the value of your home. They're a great investment. Please contact our team now and ask about our fantastic financing options with approved credit right now. Renewal by Andersen, a great investment? You're darn right.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
There they got it.
And our score is Sidney 16, Scottsbluff 15.
All right, we're trying to get the scoreboard to the right numbers at the moment. Sidney in front, 16-15, which is what we've got in our book. Misigatis with 9, 3 for Kiara Schrader, 2 each for Nesbitt and Chloe Schrader. Scottsbluff, 6 each for Reed and Bolin, and 3 for Chesney Joplin. 16-15 Sidney.
To start the second quarter.
A nice close game here between these two teams. Let's see if we can continue here as we've gotten some good play from both teams, really playing hard in this first 8 minutes.
It'll be Sidney basketball to begin the second quarter. Scottsbluff stays zone. Clearly they want to make Sidney knock down some outside shots. Instead, Sidney goes right to the low block on the delivery to Reagan Nesbitt, and she gets a quick bucket to begin the second quarter. Schnell picks up Finley Martin. Bounce pass to Addie Bolin, high right. They bring Ava Reed curling off a screen. Ava keeps the dribble alive, now picks it up, wants some help. Underhand scoop pass to Finley Martin. Chesney Joplin nearly got loose. Instead, she drops it off underneath to Addie Bolin. And boy, Addie Bolin has raised her level offensively here of late.
She is so tough down low.
In the corner near side, Scottsbluff will stay in the zone. Schnell, Lady Raiders move it around the perimeter. Kiara Schrader passes on an open look. Laramie Misigatis also passes on a look. They get it, Kiara Schrader off the square, backside board. Nesbitt can't finish. Ball loose, and the rebound to Finley Martin. Outlet pass, Joplin. Up the floor it goes to Bolin, and Addie Bolin gives Scottsbluff the lead. She's got 10. It's 19-18.
Heads up play, Chesney Joplin to find her teammate down low on that easy basket. She was falling to the floor.
Scottsbluff stays zone defensively, looking like a 2-1-2.
Put Ava Reed in the middle at 2-1-2 zone. She's picked off one Aaron Sidney pass.
So that's an early adjustment here for Scottsbluff. Going to the zone defensively. Sidney, I thought, smartly passed up some three-point shots, tried to get the ball down low, but had an empty possession last time down. And now we'll have a foul from behind. Heidi Grosskopf trying to defend Reagan Nesbitt. That's a matchup if you're Sidney, you want to try and exploit. But one thing about Grosskopf, she's going to really play hard on the defensive end. Very scrappy player, a senior that's bided her time, and now just a trusted member of this starting rotation. Nice baseline out of bounds play. They get it to Laramie Misigatis. She's already at her season average with 11 as Sidney goes back in front 20-19. Open look, Joplin got it to go off the right wing. Boy, if Chesney Joplin shows up and knocks down some shots, Scottsbluff is really a different ball club. Sidney again works against the zone, now trailing it by 2. Schnell, near side Schrader. Bounce pass, right side wing. Skip pass, Schrader near side. Now in the corner, Weiser. They'll throw back across to Laramie Misigatis. And Laramie Misigatis having herself a first half with 13 of Sidney's 22. And back and forth we go, and now evened up at 22 apiece. Shot clock at 25 for the Bearcats. Finley Martin steps through with the left. It's short. Grosskopf the offensive board. Now Reed. Ava Reed takes it. We're going to get a whistle and a foul called on Sidney, and that'll send Reed to the line for 2. Foul's going to go against Jordan Schnell.
You talked a little bit earlier about Grosskopf, who said she doesn't score a lot, but saw it right there. She pulls down the rebound, finds Ava Reed.
She averages 5 rebounds per game. Ava, an outstanding free throw shooter at 83%, hits the first. Substitutions for both teams. Grosskopf and Martin to the bench. Zeta Gonzalez and Briley Burford come back on for Scottsbluff. Staying on the floor, Joplin, Reed, and Bolin. Ava hits both. She's up to 8 here in the first half. Jordan Schnell Laramie Missigatis. Now it's a 2-3 look from Scottsbluff. They've got Reed, Bolin, and Burford along the baseline in this 2-3 zone. Jordan Schnell step through. Kick it to Taylor Springer. Her three short off the front of the iron. Scottsbluff is going to make Sidney beat him from the outside. Joplin might have got away with a walk on that catch. Ava Reed, low to the floor dribble. She'll explode, take it to the rim, misses the layup. Well, not the layup, a little runner, rebounded by Reagan Nesbitt. Tough shot wouldn't go for Reed, and here comes Sidney. Near side, Springer, now Nesbitt. Nice feed underneath. Chloe Schrader, her shot blocked by Ava Reed. Cats looking to run numbers for a moment, and there's the walk on that side of the floor called against Joplin.
Both Joplin and Martin not playing like freshmen. As we're more than halfway through the season, they've really contributed early in their careers for Scottsbluff.
Good action so far in this first half. 24-22, Scottsbluff leading Sidney. Winner plays Gretna East tomorrow for the tournament championship. Taylor Springer can't get it to go. Reagan Nesbitt, the stick back on the offensive boards. Nesbitt up to 6 points. We're tied again at 24. Finley Martin quickly back on Burford. She'll back the dribble up along the baseline. Finley Martin will run the show up top. Martin on the bounce. Back to the defender, and now Chloe Schrader reaching in, nearly got a whistle for a tie-up. Scottsbluff with 15 on the shot clock. Burford on the right side. And the lob to Reed in traffic, whistle, foul, and boy, if you're Scottsbluff, when you can get Ava Reed the ball in those positions, you really up your chances to get her to the foul line, where she's not quite automatic, but boy, 83% at the high school level is pretty darn good.
But talk about the pass from Burford to find her along the baseline. Great pass from another freshman.
Ava Reed, 3 for 3 at the stripe here in the second quarter. She's got 9. Scottsbluff cycling through here on these substitutions. Burford and Gonzalez back to the Pine. Coming back in, you've got Grosskopf out there with Bolin, Reed, Joplin, and Finley Martin. Schrader, Schnell, Weiser, and is that Springer, I think, down low. Ava Reed a little bit strong on the second. Now we'll get a tie-up, and there's Heidi Grosskopf in the mix, getting her hands on the basketball, and that'll keep it on the Scottsbluff offensive end. They lead 25-24, and they'll have a baseline out-of-bounds play with Finley Martin inbounding to Ava Reed. Schnell defends on Ava Reed. Reed gives it up top to Grosskopf. Now Addie Bolin. Bolin, crossover dribble. She loves to spin. Ball loose. Finley Martin, the reverse layup, it won't go. Battle for it. Still no whistle. It stays with the Bearcats. Ava Reed, it bounces out. And I think Grosskopf doing a great job again, getting in the mix on the glass. And it's going to force a whistle and a foul called on Sidney.
Great job by Grosskopf keeping that offensive possession alive for the Bearcats. I think she came down with the rebound 3 different times on that possession.
Now she'll shoot the jumper, and the first thing it touches is the baseline. So it'll go to Sidney with 3:11 to play in the first half. They go back to a 2-1-2 zone. Will Sidney have some answers for the changing defenses here? Head coach Hattie Burford making it tough on the Lady Raiders. First you've got to diagnose, then you've got to get in the right set. Schnell, and we'll have a foul called on the shot attempt from Jordan Schnell. It'll go on Heidi Grosskopf.
And Ava Reed playing in the middle of that 2-on-2 zone, trying to jump that passing lane, just not able to knock it away.
You put the best IQ player you have in the middle of the floor and let her roam a little bit and make some plays. Jordan Schnell misses the first. Schnell on the season, just 52% at the line. Sidney is not a great free throw shooting team by any means. And Jordan Schnell banks it in. 25 apiece here with 2:45 to play in the first half. You figured this would be a bit of a slugfest, and so far that's what we've got. They run Reed off a curl. She's got it right side. The screen set by Briley Burford. Reed, late whistle, shooting foul. Ava's back to the line where she's 3 for 4.
Strong move from Ava, but she could have had Burford on that right side on the pick and roll.
Ava Reed has 9 points in the first half. She averages 16 per game. Hits the first. That puts Scottsbluff back in front, 26-25. Winner plays Gretna East in the championship game here tomorrow afternoon. Reed sinks them both, 5 for 6. That is a great sign for Scottsbluff, getting Ava Reed to the free throw line. Back to the 2-1-2. Missigatis. They'll swing it near side, wide open, opposite block. Beautiful pass by Kiera Schrader to a wide open Lily Weiser. They found the soft spot and able to convert to tie this game back up. Two-man game on the left side with Bolin and Reed. It's Addie Bolin going one-on-one with the defender, and a good job standing her ground. This will be a tie-up, and Sidney will get the benefit of the possession arrow. Back to the Lady Raiders with 2:03 to play in the second quarter. 27 apiece. And Sidney gets it back. Weiser on the right side corner. She'll hoist. Offensive rebound. Grabbed by Nesbitt. In the paint. And an easy two. Sat on the heel of the iron for a moment, but Jordan Schnell got it to drop. 29-27 with 1:40 to play in the first half. Right side catch, Joplin. She's already knocked down a pair of threes. Chesney Joplin gives to Briley Burford. Now Finley Martin, mini shot fake. Tries to spin. Puts up a little bit of a wild shot near the right baseline. Sidney rebounds, and here comes Jordan Schnell for the Lady Raiders. Near side pass to Laramie Missigatis, who's had a great first half. Kiera Schrader, and she'll throw it away, trying to enter it down low to Reagan Nesbitt. We haven't had a lot of turnovers in this game. I've got 3 for both squads. Joplin nearly walked. Finley Martin. She's a master of the mid-range. And she hits the mid-range jumper from the left baseline. Finley Martin with her first basket. We're tied back up at 29. 3 won't go. Laramie Missigatis, the putback. It's a double-edged sword, always tougher to rebound out of that zone, but it's been very beneficial for Scottsbluff to be in these changing zone defenses. 31-29, about an 8-second difference between shot and game clock, and aggressive Ava Reed is the best Ava Reed.
She definitely aggressive on that take to the basket, and right back at the free throw line for Ava Reed, and she's kind of been the difference in this one to keep the Bearcats in it.
All 6 of her points here in the second quarter have come from the line. She's 6 for 7 at the stripe with another one coming. And to make here, we'd be tied back up at 31. It spins out on her. Briley Burford can't get a stick back, and we're going to get a whistle. We'll go the other direction. The foul is going to go against Burford. Haven't seen Jaden Dick tonight. She had a good week last week. Now Kiera Schrader, an aggressive take. Her shot blocked.
Good defense
Finley
by
Martin
Ava.
had Joplin. Chesney Joplin steps inside the three-point line. That jump shot well short of everything. And here comes Sidney's Kiera Schrader. Schrader. And a little body check as Schrader just kept taking the basketball. No one really stopped her, and then we get someone riding her hip a little bit. Foul goes against Finley Martin, her second. She'll have to be careful here. Well, we've got 4 seconds to play. They'll lob it into Weiser. Weiser gives it up. Laramie Missigatis at the horn. Off the heel of the iron. A good one at the break. Sidney leading Scottsbluff in a girls semifinal, 31-30 the score on the West Coast scoreboard.
But yeah, I love working on the grill. I'll flip my burgers this season on, I press them again. It's just really satisfying seeing how beautiful they turn out. Quite honestly, when I'm on the grill, we should really be charging double with the quality and love that I put into them.
I would definitely recommend Allo's business services to other companies. Allo's next-gen firewalls have allowed us to tie 6 physical locations together along with numerous remote employees to produce and collaborate and generate content for our local radio group. It is very important for Nebraska Rural Radio Association to have the best in internet and phone service. We rely upon that every single day. Allo provided me with a solution that fit our needs. They have a quality product, great technical support, and a local presence in their community.
Better sleep and better health can be found at Western Sleep Medicine in Gering. Since 2006, Western Sleep Medicine has offered the lowest cost sleep testing either in their independent sleep laboratory or the privacy of your own home. You have control over your health care and your out-of-pocket cost. All insurance is accepted for a much lower cost than the regional option. If you need a sleep study, ask for Western Sleep Medicine. They've helped thousands of people over the years and want to help you. Western Sleep Medicine. Better sleep, better health. Coverage of the Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEV.TV is presented by Allo Fiber and brought to you in part by Consumers Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Pipeworks Plumbing, and by A. Elliott Law.
Changing leaf colors means yard work. Your friends at Tri-City Stormwater wants to remind you of the proper way to dispose of fallen leaves. Leaves make great mulch for trees and bushes and compost for future gardens. The city also has yard waste bins, so they can dispose of all your leaves at the city compost facility. Always keep your leaves out of the gutters. Not only do they cause clogging and flooding, they can pollute our waterways by causing nutrient overload. So keep your yard looking good and your drinking water safe, because it's our water, our responsibility.
Chris Cottrell with Jeff Kelly. And Jeff, if we're being quite honest about things, Sidney made a push here and there, and they're pretty easy on the eyes themselves, their boys team, with all their athletes and size and strength, but they got beat handily by Scottsbluff. Gering got blown out by Gretna East in back-to-back games. We're kind of enjoying a one-point game through 2 quarters. We figured it might be this way. Sidney leading the Scottsbluff girls 31-30 here at halftime.
Yeah, nice to see a one-point game at halftime. It looked like in the first quarter, Sidney was kind of going to make an early run and put this game away, and that hasn't been the case. And both teams have been battling hard in this first half. Some nice work down low by Scottsbluff's Heidi Grosskopf on the boards, and of course Ava Reed, always a factor in all these games, and she's been a factor here in this first half for the Bearcats.
Yeah, she's got 12. Her and Addie Bolin have combined for 22 of Scottsbluff's 30 points. Chesney Joplin has 6. I think we'd be remiss we take it for granted sometimes, but great to have a venue like this for these type of tournaments, whether it's the All-Star games in the summer with basketball or volleyball over the years or Western Conference basketball. Great to get high school student athletes in a venue like this when you can.
Yeah, it gives them a little bit different view from the high school gyms that they play in, and a lot of a little bit bigger floor. They may think it's a little bit bigger floor, but they're able to get up and down the floor, and it may take a little while to adjust, but it seems like most of these teams that we've seen here this afternoon have really kind of adjusted to this more open atmosphere here at Cougar Palace.
And I know some teams, after they qualify for state, at times you get the okay to get a practice or two in here because you like to shoot with that bigger open area behind the baskets. It sort of simulates state tournament basketball a little bit more than you would if you're in your home gym, whether it's in town or other smaller schools around western Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives them a different look, and sometimes some teams can adjust to it, sometimes some teams don't. Like I say, just a different view from behind the basket, and sometimes kids adjust and sometimes they don't.
Well, at the break here, it's 31-30, a good one with Scottsbluff trailing Sidney in our second girls semifinal and the fourth and final game of the afternoon and evening here at WNCC for the Western Conference Tournament. We'll step away and come back with more right after this.
Coverage of the Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is presented by Allo Fiber and brought to you in part by Ally Real Estate and Property Management, WNCC, and by Farm Bureau Sean Harvey and Josh Hansen.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
Are you tired of being tired? Sweet Dream Sleep in Gering is ready to help you wake up feeling refreshed. Dr. Brittany Meyer provides consultation for both children and adults to identify sleep disorders such as sleep apnea, insomnia, periodic limb movement, and more. Dr. Meyer and her nurse practitioner manage treatment with follow-ups using in-person office visits and telemedicine to navigate insurance requirements. No referral is necessary. Sweet Dreams Sleep Services. Better sleep, better health.
Coverage of the Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is presented by Allo Fiber and brought to you in part by Olix, Midwest Auto Used Parts, Snell Services Inc., and by Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Chris Cottrell, Jeff Kelly with you here on the Rural Radio Network. Halftime score, Sidney leading Scottsbluff in a girls semifinal here at WNCC in a tight win, 31-30. Let's look at some halftime stats, always brought to you by Dr. Levi Boland at Advantage Chiropractic. Give them a call and get your appointment scheduled at 633-1425. They'll get you back to better health. Looking at things for Sidney, Laramie Missigatis averages 11, and boy, she has been the driving force for Tyler Shaw in the first 16 minutes. She's got 15, 6 for Reagan Nesbitt, 3 points apiece for Kiara Schrader and Jordan Schnell, and Weiser and Chloe Schrader have 2 points each. For Scottsbluff, 2 in double figures with Ava Reed having 12, 10 for Addie Boland, 6 for Joplin, and 2 for Finley Martin. Jeff, the zone for Scottsbluff, I think they've struggled at times to rebound defensively out of it, but the risk-reward, I think, is there for them so far to stick with it because they've really forced Sidney into some tough shots or maybe just some three-point attempts that they can live with them taking, and Ava Reed's navigate the middle of that defense. They've come up with some steals, and that zone's been pretty effective.
Yeah, they definitely done a good job of that. As you said, it's forced a couple turnovers with Ava Reed in the middle and forced some tough shots from the outside for Sidney. So we'll see what they do with this in the second half, and I think we're going to be in for a good second half between these two teams.
As always, I know I say this every time I see Sidney, get the ball to Reagan Nesbitt whenever you can. I know she's missed some bunnies tonight, but can finish with the left or right.
Yeah.
I think the more touches she gets down low, the better off Sidney's going to be.
Definitely. I mean, Nesbitt definitely a force down low for the Red Raiders. And, and then you throw in, as you said, Laramie Misigatis. And that's a good 1-2 punch for the Raiders. And this Sidney Red Raider team will be back in action this coming Thursday. They will be in Gering to take on Gering. That game moved from Friday to Thursday because they've got district wrestling in Gering next Friday.
31-30 as the horn sounds. We're just about ready to get things started here in this second half. Sidney's got their 5 on the floor. Weiser, Nesbitt, Laramie Misigatis, Jordan Schnell, and Chloe Schrader. No changes for Scottsbluff. Reed, Groskopf, Martin, Joplin, and Bolin. Ava Reed with 12. She's 6 for 8 at the line. Those are all the free throw attempts from Scottsbluff, and both teams have knocked down a pair of three-point baskets. Both threes for Scottsbluff from Chesney Joplin. Bearcats basketball to begin the second half. They trail by 1. Reed's picked up her dribble, bounced pass to Bolin. She tried to fit a pass to Heidi Groskopf. Went off a defender's knee, wasn't kicked. And when eventually we get the whistle and a tie-up. And Sidney will get it. Schnell, bounce pass to Schrader. Scottsbluff goes zone to begin this second half. Lily Weiser in the left corner. How does Sidney look to attack it? They covered it on the chalkboard at halftime, and now they got to put it into action here on the game floor. Ava Reed operating out of that zone, jumping down low as a help defender, working against Reagan Nesbitt, and she gets the steal. Reed will fire a 3. Ava Reed confidently steps to the three-point line and buries it. That gives Scottsbluff a 2-point lead at 33-31. Kiera Schrader, Jordan Schnell. They'll swing it right side. Now back up top. Kiera Schrader trying to tie it up. Can't do it. Rebound comes to Chesney Joplin, and then a foul from behind is going to go against Laramie Misigatis.
Sidney looking just a little bit hesitant in their passing game against Scottsbluff in that 2-1-2 zone.
No matter what Coach Shaw drew up at halftime, the players on the floor right now just aren't seeing it offensively. And you credit Scottsbluff for their execution as well. Ava Reed a little too tall on the feed, trying to get it to the roller off the screen that time. Addie Bolin on the two-man game. Scottsbluff's 5th turnover unofficially tonight. Sidney gets it back, looking to tie or go in front. They get it to Nesbitt. She gets it to Schrader. That'll bounce out. Ava Reed, a strong rebound. 3-on-2 for Scottsbluff. Reed, bounce pass comes to Joplin. Joplin left it short, and Bolin battling for it out of bounds as she spun to the floor. She'll hand the ball to the official, and Sidney will get it back.
Really the first time that Scottsbluff's been able to get out and push the ball a little bit.
6:08 to play. Clock running here in the third quarter. Scottsbluff stays in the 2-1-2. Right side Weiser. Skip pass, far side of the floor. It's Laramie Misigatis. And they've pushed some of these perimeter players well back at the three-point line. Misigatis tried to bank in a 3 off the left wing. Finley Martin the rebound. Didn't see Kiera Schrader for a moment. Nearly ran into her. Maintains possession, and now Ava Reed will look to settle things down. Addie Bolin on the perimeter. 20 on the shot clock. Bolin looking for that spin move and left the shot short. Comes right back to her. Bolin to Finley Martin. Baseline jumper. Airmailed that one out of bounds. It'll go off a Lady Raider and stay with Scottsbluff on the offensive end. Five and a half to play. Bolin gets it to Finley Martin on the curl. Finley Martin lays it up. She's got 4. Nice offensive set that time from Scottsbluff. 4-point lead, biggest of the ball game for Scottsbluff. Lily Weiser, she shrugs her shoulders and kind of nods her head, and the hair swings behind her as she banks in a three. She'll take it. And that gets Sidney to within one. And Scottsbluff turns it over. Outlet pass to Kiera Schrader. Schrader leans in, gets the layup to go. No whistle. They play through a little bit of contact. That's a quick 5-0 spurt for Scottsbluff. Or excuse me, for Sidney, and they lead it once again, 36-35. It's been a seesaw affair here at Cougar Palace in the late game tonight. Ava Reed sizing up Jordan Schnell. Triple threat position. She'll look to drive it. They double team her. Pass goes to the perimeter. Chesney Joplin. Why not? Chesney Joplin, the freshman, feeling it from distance. Her third tray. Scottsbluff back in front by 2. Weiser now along the baseline. Nesbitt. Schrader. Too strong. She hustles after it and grabs an offensive rebound. Underneath, it's knocked away by you-know-who, Grosskopf on the defensive end. Errant pass that time. We'll get a tie-up. Possession arrow. It'll stay with Scottsbluff.
A little bit sloppy here by both these teams on their last possessions.
This would be a huge victory for Scottsbluff if they can pull this one off tonight. 9-7. Massive for the power points. Ava Reed on the catch. She'll drive it, leans in. Reed, it's off the iron. Nesbitt, another rebound. Reed takes it right from her and then tries to bounce pass it to Finley Martin, and that's a turnover. Chloe Schrader on the kick. Pass deflected as she wanted to get it to her older sister, Kiera Schrader. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Sidney. Briley Burford will check in, replacing Ava Reed. So Scottsbluff will have to navigate at least a possession or two, you would guess, with Reed leaving. Can't imagine she'll sit for long. No. Scottsbluff leads by 2. Ava Reed goes to the bench here with 3.5 to play basically in the third quarter. Joplin reaching in, nothing there. Kiera Schrader, Chloe Schrader. Sidney's offense has been pushed well out on the perimeter. Chloe Schrader drives it, and we'll get a whistle and a foul away from the basketball. It'll go on Joplin. Her first team foul. No real foul danger for anybody right now, and Heidi Grosskopf continues to be the defensive ace. Grosskopf, good decision. It comes back to Joplin, and that one misses badly. Ball goes out of bounds, and Sidney will get it back. 3:09 to play here in the third quarter.
Short rest for Ava Reed. She said she didn't spend much time on the Scottsbluff bench.
Just enough time to grab a drink of water, maybe get a personal coaching point or what we're looking to do, and get yourself back in there, Ava. And she does. 38-36, 3 minutes to play in the third. Sidney works against the zone. Taylor Springer has not scored tonight. Laramie Missigatis. Springer went up high to keep that pass from sailing out of bounds. Laramie Missigatis, boy, she hesitated, had a look at it, now drives it, can't bank it in. Who touched it last? Out of bounds. They'll say off Sidney, and Scottsbluff will get it back.
In addition to Ava Reed doing the work in the middle of that zone, Addie Boland doing a good job out front. It's just come up just a little bit short on some of those passes.
Yeah, she's a menace up top when they go zone. Deflections, leaping ability, she just makes it tough to get the ball where you want it to go. Burford on the drive. Wild shot, that's off the mark. Sometimes, right now, Scottsbluff's getting the ball bouncing their way or the deflections their way. Bad shot, but no one can haul it in, and Sidney touches it last. She'll take it if you're the Bearcats. You'll keep possession here with Finley Martin inbounding. It comes to Chesney Joplin. Screen set up high by Ava Reed. Martin, baseline jumper it goes. Finley Martin loves the mid-range. She's got 6. Scottsbluff equaling their biggest lead of the night at 4. Springer, Sidney, it's staying predominantly on the perimeter and well behind the three-point line. Good look that time. Springer will score. Pretty pass from Missigatis. 40-38. Ava Reed will run the offense. She'll bounce it to Addie Bolin out high right. They run Chesney Joplin off a screen. Now Ava Reed. Boy, she thought about the catch and shoot tray. Joplin out of the right corner. Chesney Joplin. Dagger after dagger times 4 tonight. 4 3-balls, biggest lead for Scottsbluff at 5. They have been zone predominantly. Well, they've been zone exclusively since they went to it tonight. There's nice offense. Again, they got it to that diagonal pass to the right block. And was that Nesbitt that finished? Nesbitt's got 8. We've got a Bearcat turnover. Laramie Missigatis with a minute to play here in the quarter. Taylor Springer, nice take along the baseline left for the pull-up jumper.
Sidney's adjusted to that zone, not just trying to get everything around the arc. They've been able to work the ball inside.
1 point lead in the basketball for Scottsbluff, 43-42, with about 40 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Finley Martin, double team, leans in, misses that one. A one-hand push shot leaning in. Chloe Schrader. Shot hit the backboard. Chloe Schrader got it back, scored it. She's fouled, and a chance for a three-point play for Chloe Schrader.
That was a little bit of look what I found there for Chloe Schrader that time. Ball came to her and she put it in, put it up and put it in.
The bounces tend to even out over the course of a ball game. It said a few minutes back, Scottsbluff was kind of getting the lucky bounces to go their way, and Sidney will gladly take that one. Can't convert the three-point play as Schrader misses at the line. Laramie Missigatis picks up Ava Reed near the 10-foot stripe. They've screened either side of the defender, and we'll have a push called on Laramie Missigatis trying to fight through.
Good screen set that time by Addie Bolin.
Kiara Schrader replaces Laramie Missigatis. That is number 4 on Laramie Missigatis, and it comes with 16 seconds to play in the third quarter. That is a huge whistle. Yes, Sidney's got some depth and talent off the bench, but boy, they can ill afford to be without Laramie Missigatis. She has 15 points tonight. Ava Reed, the give to Addie Bolin, can't hit the shot, and 8 seconds to play. Outlet pass on the drive to the bucket. Will have a foul. Rylan Missigatis has played 2 games this season. Would have been a mega contributor, you would have thought, coming in, but I believe what Randy told me, Randy with KSID out of Sidney, is a injury late in the volleyball season and has not played much basketball, just now working herself back into game shape. Played a few minutes last night. She is a junior, and she hits the first. Misses the second. Ball gets batted to Bolin. Reed with 1 second. Buzzer sounds, and Sidney with a little bit of a late third quarter push, and they go in front, leading it 45-43 is the score. Sidney on top of Scottsbluff after 3 on the West Coast scoreboard.
This isn't just a beautiful hospital. It's the home to exceptional patient care. This is where specialty clinics meet your needs. This is where a friendly smile, a warm hand, and an empathetic ear exist to care for you. This is us. Box Butte General Hospital. Great things are happening here.
Chris Cottrell, Jeff Kelly with you here, courtside at Cougar Palace. We have 8 minutes left in this one, assuming we go final as this fourth quarter starts up and will wind down here. 8 minutes on the clock. We're underway. Sidney basketball to begin the fourth, leading 45-43. Scottsbluff stays in the zone. It's brought them this far. They're going to stick with it for the time being. Schnell probing for a moment. Now Laramie Misigatis back on the floor. She plays with 4. She'll catch it right side and put up a tray. Off the mark, Finley Martin, the backside board. Pass near side comes to Ava Reed. Schnell does a good job of keeping Reed from dribbling into a 3 near the top of the key. Ball loose, nearly picked up or knocked away and stolen by Sidney's Kiera Schrader. Finley Martin picks up her dribble. They've got Ava Reed with it. Reed cut off. Heidi Grosskopf will put up a triple. That's off the mark. Ball gets batted up in the air by Bolin, and rebounding was Reagan Nesbitt. Stolen in the backcourt by Ava Reed. She'll get it to Bolin. Chesney Joplin, if that pass was right in her shooting pocket, it's going up. It wasn't. Scottsbluff will run some offense. They back off Grosskopf. Reed. Thought for a moment she might pull the trigger. Now it's Finley Martin. They get Reed on the cut to the low block. Reed going straight up defensively. Good work by Reagan Nesbitt. Boy, when you don't leave your feet and you don't go past vertical, they're going to let you play through it.
Nice defense by Nesbitt. She did reach in a little bit earlier on that play. Didn't get called.
Skip pass to Misigatis. Laramie Misigatis on the drive, and somebody blocked that shot. Here comes Scottsbluff in transition. Addie Bolin, and Bolin is fouled. We'll see if it's free throws. It will be. Second foul on Lily Weiser. So Bolin at the stripe, shooting 68%. She hits the first. She's got 11. Reed has 15. Couple of makes for Addie Bolin. Tie game. This has been tight throughout. After an early run from Sidney, Scottsbluff tightened it up, and it has stayed that way here into the fourth quarter. Again, Schnell way back behind the three-point line, trying to initiate some offense. Laramie Misigatis off the mark. Rebound to Scottsbluff. Outlet pass up the floor across the timeline to Finley Martin. Bolin, they get Reed on the cut. Ava Reed, it rolls off, and the rebound to Jordan Schnell. Nice feed up the floor to Kiera Schrader. They'll get it back to Schnell. 5:45 to play here in the fourth quarter. Schrader dribbles to the free throw line. She'll put up the jumper, and that's off the heel of the iron, and it bounces up and goes through for Kiera Schrader. She's got 30-second timeout. This has been a dandy.
This has been a great high school basketball game, back and forth. What's the largest lead been? I think 4 by Scottsbluff, 3 or 4 by Scottsbluff.
4 for Scottsbluff, and 7 for Sidney when it was 11-4.
So really, either team really able to take control in this one, but I think this one's going to go right down to the final buzzer here in this fourth quarter. Of course, the winner moves on to the championship game. Well, they will take on Gretna East, and the loser will play Gehring for third place tomorrow.
5:37 left. 47-45, Sidney has the lead. They just took the lead on the mid-range jump shot that fell through for Kiera Schrader. Bearcats have it with Joplin, Martin, Reed, Bolin, and Grosskopf. Both squads with their starting fives on the floor. Ava Reed couldn't shake Jordan Schnell. Can't find her on the cut after she gave it up to Finley Martin. Now Reed on the catch in the left corner. Jordan Schnell defending. Heidi Grosskopf. Good work defensively there by Nesbitt. And again, it rolls right to Finley Martin off the deflection. Everybody had turned to go the other way, and Finley Martin was left wide open for an easy conversion on the lay-in. They'll throw it back high left. Now Laramie Misigatis. She'll drive it, jump stop, good find underneath. It'll come back on the perimeter. They get a cut. Schnell, that rolls off. Martin a strong board and a reach-in foul called on Reagan Nesbitt of Sidney. 47 apiece. In our fourth semifinal game of the day here at WNCC. Finley Martin handles the basketball, brings it across the timeline, heads right. Martin all the way and misses the shot, rebounded by Weiser, and Finley Martin whistled for a foul in the backcourt.
Adding insult to injury, Finley Martin driving all the way and missing that basket and then fouling on the rebound.
First team foul here in the fourth quarter. Sidney's committed 2. Schnell, sloppy bounce pass, and Addie Bolin with that length just got the deflection.
Nice.
Underneath, Bolin on the cut. Scottsbluff goes in front. Sloppy play on the offensive end from Sidney leads to a Bearcat basket on the other end. Bolin's got 4 of the 6 here in the quarter. Lily Weiser for the lead. A 3-ball from Lily Weiser. She's got 8. And Sidney in front, 50-49. Second 3 of the game for Weiser. And Scottsbluff with 3:50 to play. We're over halfway home in this fourth quarter. Joplin loses the ball momentarily. Now Grosskopf. Reed has it. Ava Reed looks to drive. Help defender is there. That's Reagan Nesbitt. And that'll send Ava Reed to the line. Nesbitt that time left her feet, and that's why the whistle was blown.
2 quick ones on Reagan Nesbitt. She had played clean up to this point.
1 to tie, 2 to take the lead for Ava Reed. The first one a little bit short. We're tied at 50 on the Reed free throw. She splits a pair, timeout taken with 3:37 to play. A 30 will keep it right here. We'll be curious to see as Scottsbluff takes the timeout after the free throw make. Got to imagine we'll see what they come out and do defensively here. Tied up with 3:37 coming down the home stretch in this one. Appreciate everybody watching on our KNDB.TV YouTube channel over the last couple of days. And we'll have 4 more for you right back here on the same spot tomorrow. First game tomorrow is at what, 11?
Gehring and...
Yeah, 11 a.m. for the girls' third place game.
Yep.
Gehring against the loser of this one. Boys' third place game then at 12:30. Girls' title game at 2. Boys' championship game slated for 3:30. We've stayed pretty much on time here at Cougar Palace today. Scottsbluff in the 2-1-2. Kiara Schrader can't hit the 3. Ball loose on the floor, and it rolls right to Addie Bolin. Outlet pass to Heidi Grosskopf. Up it comes to Chesney Joplin. She can't score the layup with the left. Rebound to Sidney. Outlet pass to Laramie Misigatis. She'll throw it back to Schnell, and Sidney will set things up here in the half court. Scottsbluff goes to the 2-1-2. Schnell to Weiser. Now middle of the floor, good look.
Nice.
Nesbitt down low off the assist from Kiara Schrader, and Reagan Nesbitt into double figures with 10. Sidney leads 52-50. Whoever doesn't win this one tonight's going to be feeling pretty dejected after a very hard-fought and good effort, no matter who comes out on top. Ava Reed can't tie it up. Rebound comes off a little bit long, out of the reach of a Bearcat would-be offensive rebounder. Kiara Schrader grabs it, and Sidney now has it, leading by 2 with 2.5 to play. Lady Raider basketball. Can they make it a 2-possession ball game on this trip down? Laramie Misigatis has not scored in the second half. Schrader looks near side. Now it's Jordan Schnell from distance. couldn't slam that three in off the glass. Schrader, after an offensive rebound, Schnell again, and buries a three. Big, big shot for Jordan Schnell. For Sidney, they've got 4 baskets in the quarter, 2 of those from distance. They back off Bolin. They'd give her the three. Same with Grosskopf. They do the same with Martin. They will not let Joplin and Reed get a wide open look like that. Grosskopf and Nesbitt read it perfectly, and here comes Sidney. Laramie Misigatis misses the layup. We get a whistle and a foul, and Sidney starting to creep things out here a little bit. That lead has crept up to 5, 55-50 with 1:32 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Just a bad turnover by the Bearcats on that last possession that led to this situation here with Laramie Misigatis at the free throw line.
Her first point of the second half makes it 56-50. Yeah, Grosskopf just telegraphed that pass, and Nesbitt read it the entire way. Couple of big makes at the line for Misigatis. Timeout on the floor taken by the Red Raiders. It'll be a full timeout with 1:32 to play. Sidney in front by 7 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Chris Cottrell alongside Jeff Kelly. It's been a really good one here in this girls semifinal between Sidney and Scottsbluff, but the Lady Raiders making the late surge here to lead 57-50. Scottsbluff needs a bucket and to stop quickly here in the final minute and 19 seconds. Joplin has it. Now Bolin out of the right corner. She'll put it on the deck. Nesbitt defending. Bolin fading away, gets the turnaround jumper to drop. Addie Bolin with 6 here in the fourth quarter. She's got 16 in the ball game. A little bit of pressure now in the full court. Schnell's picked up her dribble, and Tyler Shaw will take a timeout. He's barking at 2 of his charges as they head towards the bench. Full timeout. Nope, it'll be a 30. We'll keep it right here.
Haven't seen pressure all game, and the first time it crops up, Sidney a little bit of panic on their end, but what's going to be key to see if Scottsbluff can battle back or if Sidney's going to be able to expand this lead.
I guess the first question is, does Scottsbluff decide to just go get these fouls out of the way quickly and get Sidney to the foul line? I mean, if you let them have this possession with 28 seconds on the shot clock, even if they don't score, they can run it down to 31 seconds and you'd still be down 5. Got to imagine Scottsbluff's going to look to foul quickly here. They've got 2 to give, and on that third, they'll send Sidney to the line. Lady Raiders will inbound near the Scottsbluff bench, far side of the gym. Nesbitt. It'll come inbounds to Jordan Schnell. Finley Martin. And the foul is going to go against Finley Martin. They gave it a few seconds.
Had Ava Reed chasing her down the floor trying to knock the ball away.
And now you've just got to, you've committed now. You've got to foul. You think you can get a steal, great for a second or two, but now you've got to foul. Scottsbluff has got to foul. They've been able to burn about 7 seconds, and now Ava Reed will wrap up Lily Weiser. They embrace with what I'll call a sportsmanship hug. And with 45 to play, Sidney will go to the line on the next foul from Scottsbluff. First, they've got to get the ball in bounds. Knocked away by Ava Reed. Nesbitt comes to get it. Addie Bolin on her. She picks up her dribble, and then Bolin with a reach-in foul, and that'll send Nesbitt to the foul line. Nesbitt shoots free throws at a 42%, subpar at the line for Reagan Nesbitt. We'll see if she can come up big here in the clutch. She absolutely does on the first. Sidney has made all 3 of their free throw attempts here in the fourth quarter. Timeout taken by the Bearcats. A full with 42 seconds to play. We're back in a minute.
Life is crazy. Pain is stressful. How can anybody concentrate with these busy schedules? Now you can. This is Ben Moravec coming to you from Hydrozen, a float therapy business right here in Scottsbluff. I'm here today to let you know we now have memberships for $49 monthly. You can guarantee yourself at least 1 float per month. You know how floating keeps your muscles relaxed, your joints relieved, and your brain clear to think? Now you can float at a reduced rate each month. Inquire today at hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT. Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge.
When it comes to your health, you deserve the very best. At Morrill County Community Hospital, they provide top-notch care with compassion and expertise. From routine checkups to advanced surgeries, their dedicated team is here for you 24/7. With state-of-the-art technology and a patient-first approach, they ensure you and your loved ones receive the highest quality care. Because at Morrill County Community Hospital, your health is their priority. Visit Morrill County Community Hospital today in Bridgeport. Morrill County Community Hospital. Exceptional care.
Sidney trying to hold on down the stretch, leading it 58, now 59-52. Reagan Nesbitt, a couple of big foul shots for Sidney. 38 seconds to play. Ava Reed will drive it, and it rolls off the iron. It won't go. Nesbitt rebounds. Reed will foul her, and that'll send Nesbitt back to the line. Well, it looks like Sidney will survive here and find themselves in a championship game tomorrow against Gretna East. They lead by 7, a chance to make it 8 or 9 here with Nesbitt at the line. She just made 2. Boy, 42% on the year and some nice rotation. Pretty foul shot these last 3 for Reagan Nesbitt. They're 5 for 5 at the line here in the fourth. Wow.
No doubt on all 4 of those.
I mean,
from Reagan Nesbitt.
Pretty pure at the line from Nesbitt. Sidney's done a great job keeping Ava Reed off the 3-point line. Chesney Joplin picks up her dribble. Now Ava Reed with 18 seconds to play. Sidney will win it tonight as Kiara Schrader rebounds the miss from Chesney Joplin. 9 seconds to play, and Joplin will get called for a foul. Sidney will win it and improve to 13-3. And Jeff, they found the answer against the zone when they needed it the most on that diagonal pass to get it to open teammates down at that right block for either layups or then the extra pass that led to an easy bucket. 3 or 4 times? 3. And that was probably the difference. Sidney getting that sorted out.
And free throws down the stretch also.
Did Weiser hit the first?
Yep.
So they are perfect at the line. 8 for 8 to close this game out in the fourth quarter. Ava Reed, one final shot. It will not go. A game effort from Scottsbluff. You tip your cap to always stout and tough to beat. That's the thing about Sidney girls basketball. Whatever they are or aren't, they are this hard to beat, and that continues here tonight, of course, led by Tyler Shaw. 62-52 the final, as Sidney will move on to play Gretna East tomorrow in the championship game. We'll come back with the start of our Runs of Post-Game show to wrap up the night at Cougar Palace here in a few minutes.
Are you looking for the Perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Are new windows from Renewal by Andersen a great investment? You're darn right they are. Did you know that for less than your cable bill or cell phone bill each month, you could have new windows from Renewal by Andersen right now? Do the math. Renewal by Andersen windows will likely cut your energy bills significantly. They will likely substantially increase the value of your home. They're a great investment. Please contact our team now and ask about our fantastic financing options with approved credit right now. Renewal by Andersen, a great investment? You're darn right.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
But yeah, I love working on the grill. I'll flip my burgers with season on, I press them again. It's just really satisfying seeing how beautiful they turn out. Quite honestly, when I'm on the grill, we should really be charging double with the quality and love that I put into them.
I would definitely recommend Allo's business services to other companies. Allo's next-gen firewalls have allowed us to tie 6 physical locations together along with numerous remote employees to produce and collaborate and generate content for our local radio group. It is very important for Nebraska Rural Radio Association to have the best in internet and phone service. We rely upon that every single day. Allo provided me with a solution that fit our needs. They have a quality product, great technical support, and a local presence in their
basketball tournament on KNEB.TV is presented by Allo Fiber and brought to you in part by Team B&C Steel, Advantage Chiropractic, and by Riverstone Bank.
Alongside my partner here tonight, Jeff Kelly, as we've just wrapped up our 4th and final game of the evening at WNCC's Cougar Palace, as Sidney wins it over Scottsbluff in our girls semifinal game. The score 62-52. I'll tell you what, I wonder if we could yell over and get Tyler Shaw's attention. Let's see if we can get Tyler Shaw to come on over here. We'll pop the headset on the Sidney head coach. Are you going to talk to Randy? Are you going to talk to Randy right now? Well, I don't want to intrude. If you need to talk to him, great, but I'd take a comment or two from you. Hey, a victorious head coach from Sidney High School tonight in the girls' semifinal, Tyler Shaw. Long-time friend of the program. Always good to see you, my friend. 62-52 look. No surprises here tonight. I'm sure this is exactly what you expected. An absolute dogfight. Scottsbluff gave you everything you could handle, and you guys figured out the zone at the very last moment, and it's exactly when you needed it.
Yeah, about 4 minutes. We start playing, just attacking it different ways, and the girl, give the girls credit because it's like you got to make some shots sometimes, and you got to attack it at different angles and such. And they did a great job of that and closed out. And give Scottsbluff credit because it's always going to be a dogfight when we play them, always.
Yeah, those diagonal passes to the right block either got you a layup or set up that extra pass for an easy finish, and it finally clicked, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It did. It does also helps that I'm standing right next to the passer, and they can just throw it over there to throw it diagonal. That doesn't hurt in the second half. That I can just tell them where to throw it too.
Boy, you've been through so many of these with these type matchups. How are you feeling coming down the stretch? You were confident in the girls getting it done?
I mean, after our game against Ogallala, I mean, like we were down big, we were up, we let it go, and I think honestly that game taught us a lot about just like how we need to close out games and make better decisions, just do the thing better. And it taught me that I need to do a better job of teaching that this year in practice and stuff. So we've tried to make a good effort on my part and the girls' part, just like getting better at those things. So.
I'm sure Randy's waiting on you. I don't want to keep you much longer, but I will ask you one thing.
Yes.
Pressure will be key tomorrow. You'll have to handle some full court intensity.
That's the bottom line against Gretna East. Wade does such a nice job with them, and they just kind of fly around, athletes everywhere. So, yeah, we're going to have to handle the pressure. But I think the girls know that's coming, so hopefully they are up for the challenge.
Looking forward to watching it unfold tomorrow, Coach.
Thanks,
appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
Thanks, brother.
All right, we'll come back and have more on our Runs the Post-Game show right after this.
Better sleep and better health can be found at Western Sleep Medicine in Gering. Since 2006, Western Sleep Medicine has offered the lowest cost sleep testing either in their independent sleep laboratory or the privacy of your own home. You have control over your health care and your out-of-pocket cost. All insurance is accepted for a much lower cost than the regional option. If you need a sleep study, ask for Western Sleep Medicine. They've helped thousands of people over the years and want to help you. Western Sleep Medicine. Better sleep, better health.
So I can talk on the radio. He's going to ask me some questions.
Post-game show continues. We check in now with Scottsbluff head coach Addie Burford. Coach, tremendous effort from the girls tonight all the way around. A four-quarter game. It goes Sidney's way tonight. Who knows the next time you get together. But, boy, you got to be thrilled with what you saw effort-wise from your team.
Yeah, I am. They played really hard. They executed our game plan very well. And that's what I told them. We're going to see him again here in a couple weeks. It's like those games just keep happening to us a little bit. And that's how it feels like. We call a timeout in the last 3 minutes, and I said, this is where the situations matter. And it just kind of, board, hit three, turnover. And then, at that point, it gets to be tough, and you got to foul and do all those things. So, yeah, tough loss. That one's going to hurt, but get another chance at them. So
clearly, the zone was a big factor in what you guys were looking to do tonight. I saw a little 2-3, but the 2-1-2 is the way it looked most of the night with Ava in the middle, roaming around a little bit. You almost dared them to take those outside shots, didn't you?
Yeah. They're just so good off the drive and the dribble drive, and that's they've ran that for as long as I've been around. So they're very good at it. And, we tried white at the beginning. We tried our man, and it's like, yeah, well, we're going to our plan B 2-on-2, and it was effective. And we've ran that against them before. Obviously, you give up some of the backside stuff, some of the backside rebounds and the threes, and you're willing to live with that. And I thought our girls did a really good job of rotating out of it. And you give up some things when you go zone, but I thought it was pretty effective.
Tyler was over here for a few moments, and we asked him a couple questions, and they finally found that diagonal pass that worked down around that block area that either got him a layup or made that extra pass for an easy bucket. It took them a while, but boy, it felt like at the last moment when they needed it, they found the answer.
Yeah, and it's like I said, that's one of those things where you're giving up some things when you're in that, and we felt good about our length and maybe trying to get some tips and force those skips. But yeah, when they Sidney's very well coached and they execute things very well, and so those are things that are going to happen there, and we'll have to look at film and see how we can adjust the next time we see them.
I said in the first half, an aggressive Ava Reed is the best Ava Reed. She got to the foul line in the second quarter 8 times, never got to the line in the third, and only 2 attempts in the fourth. Boy, had she been able to just live at the line tonight, you probably walk out of here with a win as well as she shoots it. But she wound up with 16. Addie had 16, was very aggressive early. You had to love seeing the ball go in for Chesney.
Yes, she needed that. She's one of those kind of streaky shooters. So it was good. It was nice that she was on tonight. And I think she needed that confidence, and she'll just build off of that. So that's going to be important for us here down the stretch to have someone else that can hit some outside shots for us.
And now the real tricky part. The early bounce back tomorrow morning at 11. Third place game. You got to play Gehring for the second time in a week. You just never know how these things shake out. Third game in 3 days. Legs might be a little spent. So, I mean, whoever just wants to dig the deepest is going to be in good position tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we talked about with the girls. We know that feeling. We saw Crete back-to-back 2 weekends in a row, kind of the same thing. So we talked about, how you can't be complacent against a team. And, we just talked about, it's going to be the team that shows up and is ready to go from the tip and just take care of business. But I'm confident in that our girls will do that. They're tough. And I know this one will sting, but that's what we talked about. We have to bounce back and move on and get the next one tomorrow.
Were you able to get the spirits up in the locker room before you came out here?
I let it sting a little bit. We'll get spirits up tomorrow.
All right, Hattie Burford, after a tough loss but a hard-fought ball game here against arch rival Sidney, 62-52 the final. Coach, sure appreciate it. We'll see you on a quick turnaround in the morning.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
We'll come back with more right after this.
Changing leaf colors means yard work. Your friends at Tri-City Stormwater wants to remind you of the proper way to dispose of fallen leaves. Leaves make great mulch for trees and bushes and compost for future gardens. The city also has yard waste bins, so they can dispose of all your leaves at the city compost facility. Always keep your leaves out of the gutters. Not only do they cause clogging and flooding, they can pollute our waterways by causing nutrient overload. So keep your yard looking good and your drinking water safe, because it's our water, our responsibility.
Chris Cottrell with Jeff Kelly, and we'll get the Saturday started with Scottsbluff and Gehring on the girls' side. So we'll have a little crosstown rivalry matchup here at Cougar Palace on the neutral site location. We'll move things along. We'll have a boys' third-place game with Sidney and Gehring, and then we'll get to the championship games, which should be some really good basketball. Gretna East and Sidney on the girls, and then a mega matchup with Gretna East and Scottsbluff on the boys' side.
So like you said, a matchup from the state tournament last year in the boys' championship game. So that one is going to be one that you're definitely going to want to get here for that one. And the third place games, like you said, the Gehring boys, Gehring girls going to be taking part in those, and another matchup between Scottsbluff and Gehring on the girls' side, and then a second matchup of the year between the Gehring boys and the Sidney boys. But the Sidney boys have got Holly, Doty, and Kean Kaiser back, so it could be a different kind of a outcome than the first game between those two teams. But just talking about this game we just witnessed, I mean, one of the best games of the day to this point in this tournament, and it was just a back and forth game. And you have to give Sidney credit. I mean, they were able to pull it away down the stretch and get the win. And for the Bearcats, great effort from them. They have nothing to be ashamed of in this one, but it was just a great back and forth high school basketball game here tonight.
11 a.m. in the morning, we'll have pregame coverage, and I talk with Nick. We'll have the Scottsbluff Gehring girls game on 107.3 The Trail in the morning, at least what Nick said, so that's what we'll plan on as of right now. Coverage at around 10:45, tip at 11, and then boys third place game at 12:30, 2 o'clock for the girls' championship game in Scottsbluff, and Gretna East for the boys' title at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. That'll do it here for tonight. For Jeff, I'm Chris. Trayton at the controls on the TV side. We appreciate his efforts. TV coverage has looked outstanding the first 2 days, so great stuff there. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning back here at 10:45.